Right, so, first anniversary now passed. It's been a year since release now, so that's a whole year of wasting away on this game. All those many hours that probably could have been used a little bit more productively, and instead I decided to dump them all into this. So here's the fruits of my labor, I guess. My very unremarkable account. You know, it's not free to play, so I can't clickbait that way, and it's not really excessively wailed on, so I can't really exaggerate that way either. But it is my account, and I played every day, maybe missing a couple days, but for the most part I log in daily, let the game play itself, you know, your standard affair here. So, yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and talk through my account for a little while. There's no actual value in you being here. I'm just gonna ramble on to myself. All of my friends, they've all left me, they don't play this game anymore, so I don't have anyone to talk to about this, and as a result I've started to become a little bit insane, because I don't have anyone to complain to. So yeah, that's probably enough talking to calm the views a little bit. I'll start off with some stuff around the account progress so far. So you can see here all of my quests, nowhere near finished. There's a lot of stuff to just go through, right? I finished the main, what's it called, Trailblaze missions, and then like we've got a lot of this other stuff going around. There was a point where I was like fully caught up, but that's clearly not the case anymore. I think that was probably several patches ago, but now I'm a busy man. I've got places to be, things to do, people to disappoint, you know, all the normal stuff that people go through. For the most part, I've still been keeping up with Memory of Chaos and Pure Fiction. The new one just came out, I think today? I don't remember when this refreshed. It's probably today, looking at the time left here. I'll probably get to that at some point. But yeah, I've been caught up with that. Mainly because, you know, I have to prove to myself that I can beat this silly little game for my own ego, right? But of course it doesn't really matter because I have spent a little bit more money on this game. So all of my progress is now invalidated by the cries of free-to-play players. And speaking of, I'm gonna take a look at how much I've spent. I think so far, if I can remember correctly, I should have 7 battle passes, because if I check my light cones real quick, I've got the 5 of these, and then 1 of these, and also 1 of these, and another 1 of these. So 7 battle passes, and then 1 more, because in a moment of weakness I decided to splurge for the expensive battle pass just for this icon. Was it worth it? No, probably not. It's nice to have. It's not worth spending an extra £10 on, but I've done it now, so no issues here. Moving on, the monthly express passes. I think I bought 7 of them, 1 for each battle pass, excluding that 1 moment of weakness I had. And then for the normal passes, these have been reset. But if I remember correctly, I think I should have bought the 15 and the 5. So a decent amount of money spent on this game. Maybe a little too much depending on who you're speaking to. Someone who's never spent any money on this game, obviously that's quite a big sum. Anyone who has tried to go for a character before, yeah, it's money. It's not like as much as some other people have spent. Me trying to cope with my spending, saying that, you know, it could be worse. But heading off to the data bank here, I've got basically all of the characters that I've wanted, right? If I scroll down here, yeah, these are the ones that I don't have, and then everybody else I do. All fine, I'm pretty happy with this, to be honest. I'm not sure how I'm gonna deal with the upcoming banners. There's a lot of good characters coming up, but I guess that's for future me to deal with. I'm just gonna not think about it, you know. Hopefully my however many Stellar Jade will be good enough. So I'm just gonna take a look at the characters now. We'll go from the least leveled all the way to the most, right? Here's a sneak peek of what you have to see in a moment. Starting from the bottom, Misha, Gallagher, all these people I'm just not using. Maybe I'll use them in the future. Welt I got very recently, so I haven't actually had time to build him, even if I wanted to. So he's also down here with the shitters. I think at the very least I should probably get these things up for the passes, since that's not too bad, but that's time taken away from me being able to grind relics, and I am hopelessly addicted to rolling relics, so I can't do that, right? I gotta spend every single day farming relics, getting more substat rolls. Right, so the first character I think that's actually built here is Pella. It should be. Everybody else here just either has like one light cone or just random relics on until Pella, who is actually built properly, because she is just so good, right? Pella, extremely strong, even with barely anything on her. She's using the tutorial light cone. Her traces here are decently leveled. I could do with leveling this up to 12, but that really, I think that only gets me, what, 1%, 2% defense shred. It's probably doable. Might be worth it. I don't know. Her trace up here actually as well, I haven't gotten because that requires her to ascend another time, and I don't have time for that. Her relics here, just a random wind set that I just put on her. I mean, she works with whatever. It's fine. She has energy recharge for her planar set. She works fine, right? That's all that matters, right? She does what she needs to do. She's E6 after all this time as well. So yeah, first one. Second one, Asta. All the supports tend to just have all of their stuff mixed up. I just tend to switch everything around, you know, all of these harmony light cones and whatnot. They can just go to whoever needs to use them at the time. Her traces are sort of leveled, sort of not. I mean, this, who needs damage, right? The speed's fine. The attack buff, it's fine. Damage, not worth getting up. But I have put some into it for whatever reason. The relics here, again, harmony character relics, I sort of just mess up, right? Some of them go into other characters depending on who needs them, and I think that's probably how most people play, because obviously we don't have enough for full relics for everyone unless you're really obsessive with the type of thing. I think I've farmed a lot of relics so far, and I still can't really get full sets for everyone that are half decent. Well, I'm half decent, I guess, is a low bar, right? If you just want the main stats, it'll probably be fine. If you want good stats, it'll probably be a little bit tough, but whatever works. Ting Yun here, she's missing relics. I don't know what's going on with her. A lot of speed on that one, quite nice, you know. Traces also leveled up pretty decently. First support leveled up, I think? No. Maybe along with Asta. Those two both just leveled up near the same time. Put investment in them. And then sort of just leaving them now because there's better supports that exist that I've gotten so far. So they're just sort of left on the bench. I sometimes use them still, but not as much anymore. Yukong, I tried to use her, but I don't really have any use for her. So she sort of just leveled up, slightly invested in, and just sort of left here. I mean, you can see here, there's absolutely nothing here. It's just garbage. We'll get rid of this real quick. She doesn't need it. There we go. Sampo also just left on the bench because why would I need Sampo when I have something a little bit better, right? So he's also just being left to the side. His traces are slightly leveled up, and then, you know, whatnot. This all sort of doesn't really matter. This is all the standard stuff. March, I invested on her back when I didn't have a 5-star sustain character. Now I do, so she's just here with her half-leveled relics. Yeah, it's just kind of sad seeing all these characters left here on the bench not being used anymore. Natasha also not in use. She has some stuff on her. Maybe I'll unequip that. I'll be able to use them on someone else maybe. Natasha obviously carrying me through the start, along with probably everybody else as well that didn't get Bailu or Japad from the standard banner. An absolute godsend. But then she got overshadowed by some other characters. Lynx, I think I used her for a bit until, again, just replaced with better characters, right? It's just sort of how it goes until I get to the higher rarity characters, the 5-stars, the good ones. Not to say that these aren't good, they're perfectly serviceable, but the problem is you just have so many characters that are better, more easier to use as well. I guess she is still quite good for her master spell. It's really useful, but I don't think there's any content that mandates having that much Dispel on your team. So moving on, there's also Trailblazer, all the normal stuff. A lot of half-leveled stuff here for the earlier characters before I moved on. Sushang, I wonder if she's still built. I tried using her at some point. Yeah, she's got decent stuff on, but it's more just the hand-me-downs from other characters, I think. Her stuff is leveled up a bit. I used her early on as well. Served her purpose well. She did what she needed to do. Herta, I leveled her up just because it's fun, right? Why not? Why not just put all my random garbage on her? Especially since I farmed these things so much, you can just slap on a set of basically whatever attack percent garbage you have onto anybody and just make them work to a certain standard. Getting them to MOC 12 or the last thing of Pure Fiction is a little bit more difficult, but every stage below that you can use them pretty comfortably, I think. You know, I used her a little bit even in those higher stages, even without leveling these things, and she does alright. She just breaks things. That's all I need her for. Clara, Clara, I have a E1 Clara. Got 3 of her light cones. One's already superpositioned here, and I have another one which I'll probably just do that, right? Who actually uses this? Yeah, so her traces level decently. I'm pretty sure this is like the first character I've got properly built, properly leveled up. Just, I think she's alright. I bring her along to some random stuff whenever there's physical weakness. She's alright, she's serviceable, but doesn't really get much use because of obviously stronger characters. A very common theme, I've mentioned this already so many times. But first off, let's go Jingliu, right? The first strong DPS character I got. The first one that sort of started trivializing the game, I'm pretty sure. I guess maybe Kafka might have done that. Made it a little bit easier, but Jingliu definitely just trivialized everything, right? I got her light cone, somehow, dumped all of my rolls into the weapon banner and happened to get it. That was quite fortunate. Her trace is all leveled up, apart from this, for no reason at all. I was thinking of just finishing it up, everything to 6, 6, 10, 10, 10, but I think I'm just gonna leave it like that, you know, because everything's a work in progress, right? Nothing can be perfect. Her relics, I think, are fine. Or even good. They're pretty good. I spent a decent amount of time farming this and then heard about some random bullshit about using the quantum set because of the defense shred, especially with Pella and Silver Wolf and this light cone. But that's just too much effort. I don't want to think about that, right? I've got the ice set. It's fine. I can clear everything perfectly fine. So that's all that matters. I've got good enough speed. She's got nice crit. I'm not gonna bother with that quantum set stuff. Sealer, her light cone is being used by Ratio. That's unfortunate. You can see here I've leveled her up. Obviously, the first 5-star unit that most people got when they started out, because you know this was the one banner that they had, and Sealer was great. She's amazing. And then after a little while, she's fallen from grace. She's probably still usable, but I haven't really tested that, so I can't really speak to that at all. But hey, she was great back then. She's probably still alright. She can probably clear things, but it's just so much easier with the other characters, so a little bit unfortunate. Dr. Ratio, everybody's favorite free character that's going away very soon, or already has stopped being given out to new players, right? I've got him leveled up. I sort of just had a bunch of scrap relics to put on him. So he was pretty great straight from the get-go, right? Everything leveled up, and just, you know, you farm the speed set a lot. I personally spent a lot of time on the Duke relic Cavern of Corrosion. That's what it's called. So yeah, just a lot of good stuff just on here, I'd say. E0 obviously, and yeah, perfectly serviceable unit. Good single target. Does what you need him to. Jing Yuan. I don't know why I rolled for Jing Yuan. I think I just wanted to pull, and I ended up pulling him. I used him a little bit, and then I decided not to use him because, I don't know, he just didn't feel nice to use. And I don't think there's a better way to explain. He just felt not great. It might be because I didn't level up his traces all the way. Maybe it's because I didn't have great stuff on him at the time. This is different to what I had on him before, because this is just a mix and match with other people at this point. I just put some scraps on him just to have something on him. But yeah, it's I like his his concept and all. I like his animations and everything. I tried to use him for quite a long time, but it just didn't work out. I couldn't figure out how to use him properly, I guess, is the way that I would put it. Moving on, Bronya. Bronya was, I think I got her a little bit more recently compared to everybody else, so I haven't actually used her all too much, because by the time I got her, I already had really good teams for everything I needed. So I think I've just sort of slapped on, again, a lot of just random stuff for whatever harmony characters I had. The classic, just speed set, right? You just dump your speed set stuff on her. I mean, this doesn't have any speed, this doesn't have any crit damage, it just has a little bit of HP. I mean, this is proper terrible. This is alright. I mean, again, just crit damage and absolutely nothing else. Just a little bit of HP, a little bit of defense, I guess that's useful. But yeah, just a lot of just scrap stuff. She's still perfectly usable like this. She's still pretty good, I'd say. E1, I got lucky, like, with something else right after. I think it was the standard banner after I lost 50-50 for her. I think? I don't know, I'll check that. I'll probably post like the pull history sometime later in this video when I get to editing this. But yeah, she's fine. I don't know. She does what she does, right? If I had her early on, maybe I'd be able to sing her praises a little bit more, but yeah, she sort of just added to an account that already cleared things pretty well. Kafka, yeah, I'd say Kafka's pretty good. My Kafka's pretty decent. 161 speed. I think the fastest character on my account, mainly because I spent a lot of time on that specific relic dungeon, the Cavern of Corrosion, with the dot set and the follow-up set. This thing, S5, traces almost maxed out. This needs a little bit of work. The HP I really could not care less about. And then, yeah, the basic attack, I just leveled up to 5. I think it's just sort of cheap to go to 5. I just do it because I have things laying around and I want to use them all before I start farming again. I don't know, but yeah, they're left at 5. We have all of this stuff: 8 speed, 6 speed, garbage speed. Actually, this is kind of terrible. There's 2 speed and like nothing else. Do I have anything better? Oh, I'll probably have to sift through this in a moment. But yeah, this is terrible. This could use work. And then this 15% attack, very nice. She has the glamour set: 9 speed, 8 speed. You know, I was pretty lucky with the rolls here. You know, I'm pretty proud of doing this, of getting this Kafka. Pretty strong. I'll probably just, maybe I'll spend a little bit more time for that body piece, but it's probably not worth the time. I might as well just leave her, right? Sylwolf, another great character from early on. Speed is pretty good. Got this light cone on her. Her trace is leveled up. She's good at what she does, right? And again, the wind set. I don't know if this is the best set on her. I put this on and just left it for quite a while. She has the broken keel set. I tend to just switch the broken keel set with this energy set with Pella every so often if I need more energy. So yeah, that's sort of just what I do with these characters. It's usually fine just to leave her with whatever she has and she'll function perfectly fine at this point. Sylwolf, good character. Right, Black Swan. I didn't intend on pulling Black Swan. I just sort of threw a couple rolls in and I got her quite early. And so yeah, now I have this and the dot team with Kafka just shreds everything. It's a bit of a shame that I have 160 speed instead of 161 and switching with Kafka. And I don't think I'm going to be able to change that because that's a lot of speed. I don't know if I can get that much speed on another character just to get over Kafka, because she already needs like a lot of stuff with effect hit rate, and she also needs a sizable amount of attack. So I'd be trading off something probably, unless I get extremely lucky rolls. But for now, I think it's okay, right? Again, I can clear everything perfectly fine, so why bother, right? Acheron, the most recent edition, absolutely shreds everything. I don't know if my build is good. I think it's fine. I think it's good, actually. I don't know if it's perfect, as good as it could be, but again, it's functional, right? She has a nice crit rate, nice crit damage. It's a couple off the nice benchmarks, right? We don't need benchmarks for damage. It's for aesthetics, okay? 65, nice number. 64.4, not really, right? 198, not a nice number to leave at. 200, yeah, that's good. But like 198, that's kind of iffy. It just doesn't look nice. So I'm spending a little bit more time on whatever the sets are called for Acheron. Maybe I can bump that up 2%, and then it'll be fine, right? Her light cone. I had a guarantee, and I just put some pulls in, and I got her light cone early as well. You know, I think I'm relatively lucky with my pulls. A far cry from my pull history in Genshin, which was absolutely fucking terrible. I lost every 50-50, I think for 6 times. 6 50-50s lost before I won one. It was tragic. Luckily my luck is looking up here. So I guess it's all just a trade-off, right? This is just how it works. This is how luck works. The world dictates everything, and you just have to go with it. No, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm literally just talking. Her stuff is pretty fine. This, I couldn't get a good attack percent thing, so I'm just dealing with lightning damage for now. If I can get a good attack percent one, I'll go for it. If not, I guess we'll sit on this one for however long I'll need to until I can find something better. So that's Acheron Ho-Ho. Second limited sustain unit. Again, after getting her, everything just sort of became really easy, because then having 2 limited sustains, 2 of the 5-star sustains, everything just becomes so much easier. You can actually heal up your character and keep them at a decent amount of health without having to spend 2 slots like early on in the game, where you had to either struggle to survive or just put like Natasha plus Trailblazer to sustain, and then you just barely have any damage. Now everything's a lot easier. She's got this light cone on her, probably fine. Traces all leveled up, relics, all the stuff, right? Speed, healing bonus, outgoing healing rather, and this stuff. Just really easy to build. Sustains. You just put whatever on them, and they'll function fine. Sparkle. I don't think I've finished Sparkle's build. She's on 150 speed. I think she needs 160, or just tuning them to your DPS. But I don't want to tune them to a DPS. It's not as universal, right? I think that's how it works. You just have them for. It'll be perfect for that one team, and maybe any other characters that are on the same amount of speed. But for anyone else, it'll be just a little bit wonky unless you want to swap around some artifacts. Swap around some relics rather, to get the right amount of speed. But I don't want to do that every single time, so yeah, just trying to farm out more speed. I've got her light cone as well. Traces are doing pretty well. Everything's almost leveled up. The talent, maybe I'll spend a bit of time leveling that up as well. And the relics here, just a bunch of speed. But I need more speed. More speed is nice. I think the problem is here. I don't have any speed on these things. If I had like 5, 6 on each of them, it'd be perfect. But I don't even have a good orb, right? It's attack percent. I don't have any good HP. Defense ones, probably need to work on that. Maybe. Fushuan. My very first, I think, limited sustain changed everything. Everything was so much easier after getting her. You just tanked everything. Even got her light cone. The first light cone I got it in like 30 pulls. Very lucky, as I said. Yeah, just all around a fucking godsend, if anything. Without her, my experience would be a lot worse. Moving on to the traces here. Mostly leveled up. I don't know why she has crit rate. Is she supposed to do damage? Am I supposed to do that? Do they just not want like more worthwhile stats on here? They just wanted to put crit rate, just like as a little bit of a fuck you. Yeah, I don't know. Relics, perfectly fine. With speed, HP, all the normal stuff. Then 2 more characters to go. We have Run Mei here. I don't really have anything to say about Run Mei. She does what she does. She does it well. Yeah, she's got this light cone. Oh. I didn't realize I haven't leveled this up all the way. I thought they were all. I guess I'll have to level that up at some point. Her traces here are mostly at 8. Some random ones that I haven't gotten yet. And then break effect and speed. Yeah, she just good unit all round. Nothing to say about her really. She just does what she does. And then the last character, the one that I got from the beginner banner, my very first 5-star, Himiko. Probably the one I've spent the most time building as well. Sadly, I don't have the one light cone for her, the genuine light cone. I tried to roll for it, but I lost 50-50. 75-25, actually, I think. Not 50-50. But yeah, apart from that, I don't think I can improve this, right? This is like as good as I can go without having to spend exorbitant amounts of time to really grind out something better. She's got this from the battle pass, pretty good. Traces, mostly leveled up. And again, basic attack thing on 5. I just leave them all at 5 for some reason. I don't really have a reason why. The effect res, I haven't bothered to get, even though it is relatively cheap for the first one, and then a little bit more for the second one. But I don't think I'll bother. Right, these are probably the best relics I have, the best set of relics. You know, spent a lot of time farming this, so I'd expect to have pretty good ones. Speed, boots with 12% crit rate and 12% crit damage. Pretty nice overall. I still haven't gotten a fire damage boost spear, so I have to deal with an attack one. But I think it's probably fine with the amount of damage percent that you can probably get from all the other sources and from her light cone and whatnot. I reckon it's fine. Even though, still, with all of this investment, she is E1. With all of this investment, she still doesn't really do that much damage compared to other characters, right? I could probably have like a shittier build on Jingliu or a shittier build on Acheron and they'd still out-damage Himiko. It's a bit of a shame. But hey, she's good in pure fiction. She can do damage. So yeah, the best character in the game. Right, so that's all of the characters. All of my characters gone through, I think. What else is there to go through? Maybe look through all the resources, I guess. So I think I've got enough EXP to level up one character all the way, and then not enough for a second if I want to get them all the way to 80, I'd imagine. I have an abundance of this light cone EXP. Just there's so much of this. I can't use this. Right, I have no use for any of this. A lot of artifact stuff. Relic stuff, I keep messing them up. My brain is not wired enough yet into this game. Some random stuff here. I don't really keep too much of them. The light cones here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 limited light cones. I've lost one 75-25 roll on these light cones. So I think in terms of winning the 75-25 rate, I'm exactly on average so far. But then some of these I have gotten very early. So overall, I'd say I'm quite lucky on this banner. In fact, I'll probably put up like a little thing from the warp tracker showing exactly how much it costs, you know, just to make you a little bit jealous. If you're slightly unlucky, you can complain, you can cry in the comments, whatever you'd like. Right, the relics here, almost full actually. I don't know when they increase the quantity, but yeah, we're almost at 2,000. Scrapped a bunch of the 4 stars recently because I ran out of space. I'm gonna have to properly go through all of these and see exactly which ones are worth keeping and which ones aren't, which will be a long process, especially because I don't know what's good to keep really at this point. Characters just sort of have random things that they want. Like maybe some character will want like HP, double crit. I've got a bunch of those lying around which I just haven't bothered to scrap because maybe they'll be good. Maybe. Let's hope that someday all of these artifacts will be useful. Right, this, I don't think this is anything worth noting. Same for this, and here as well. Maybe the Undying Starlight, you know, those pull byproducts. Yeah, I've only got 76 of them because instead of spending them, instead of saving them like a normal person, like a responsible person for those free 5-star light cones, I just dumped them all into pools. Because if you think about it, why buy one 5-star light cone when you could potentially be buying a 30 5-star characters or light cones or what have you, right? What a terrible deal. Why would I want to spend 600 for a light cone? I've got 27 of these. I've also spent a lot of these on standard banner pools. That's just a bad choice. I mean, everything from the standard banner is kind of piss. So yeah, don't do that. Spend them wisely. Spend them like a normal person would. Follow all the advice, which is like, oh, don't use this on the standard banner, because obviously that's a bad idea. I still do that because I can't control myself. Fuel, I've only got 10 fuel because The only reason I have 10 fuel is because of the anniversary that gave 10 fuel, and I haven't used it yet. Otherwise, I just use them straight up because I can't help myself, right? I gotta roll. I gotta farm. I think the final thing is the gacha, right? Right now, the adventuring banner. For some reason, I decided to roll on the adventuring banner as well a little bit. I should be, I think, 40 pulls in. So for the light cone banner, I think, yeah. So I'm 10 pity in on the light cone banner, and on the standard banner. I wonder. I haven't checked the standard banner. Oh, there we go. Welt, and then 3 other times. Maybe I'll just sort of lay on a little overlay right here, just to show how many characters I've gotten and how many pulls so far. Just sort of on the screen here, you know, a little bit, real quick. And then I think that's basically everything that I'd like to show, right? There's nothing else really. So that's everything. Hopefully, I didn't forget anything. If I look back on this at some point, I just remember that I forgot something. That'd be a little disappointing. Hopefully future me will be happy to have this record. I plan to do this type of thing on Genshin as well, but I just sort of didn't. But I can do it here now for the future. So we have this, and I guess if anybody actually stayed here all the way to the end listening to me just talk, I'm sorry. The thing is, the only reason I'm doing this is twofold. It's to keep a record of this, obviously, just to look back on, right? It's nice to have things to look back on. And then also, all of this was sort of just off the cuff. I have like 1 or 2 notes to go through, but all of this is just me speaking spontaneously, which I really am quite bad at. So I thought maybe I'll take some time and just practice, you know? It's a little strange to talk about this like this. But again, getting used to talking is something I still need to do a little bit. All of the other videos I've made so far are fully scripted, and without the scripts, I kind of just feel lost about what to say, you know? I guess I hope you enjoyed yourself here, and I hope you have a nice day.